The guy, he goes for his gun all of a sudden. He acts like he's gonna draw, and the cop was right there, and I just said, shoot him.
After hours at the Burgundy Room, Zach Selwyn here at the world-famous Burgundy Room Bar on Cahuenga Boulevard in Hollywood, California, the oldest bar in Hollywood. I'm personally drinking a Guinness. My guest tonight has a Corona. My guest tonight is a pretty epic LA figure, Greg Bojorquez. That's how you pronounce that.
That's me, Bojorquez.
Greg Bojorquez. This dude, all right, let me tell you something. This man's a photographer, and he shot some seminal moments in the history of our city and the world. Most famously, December 2011, there was a shootout here at Sunset and Vine, which is right around the corner from where we are right now. The story I heard you're walking to the bank.
And then when I'm walking down Sunset towards Bank of America, there's all these people running past me. And I'm like, what the hell? It's like the movie The Hard Day's Night. The
Beatles are here.
Like right? The Beatles were behind me. All these people are just running. And then the last guy goes, somebody's shooting. I'm on, no fucking way. That's Sunset and Vine. There's nobody shooting. So from the corner of the building, I see this guy come out just shooting at cars, at everything. And he had a 45. Like, I'm on, no way. That guy's shooting blanks. And then, all of a sudden, I hear the bullets hitting the metal of the car, And at this point, he's probably only about 40 feet away. So I ran to, the northwest corner. There was, these newspaper stands, and I kind of, hid behind that. And I got my camera together. I put the right lens on the right camera body. And then some cop came. I looked to him. I said, man, you got to do something. That guy right there, he's shooting at people. The cop took off running down the street, and I was right behind him. And if you see the aerial video shot, you could see me running behind the cop. That shooter guy, he turns around and he's holding a knife. The cop's put down your weapon. And the guy's yelling, I want to die. I'm like, man, dude.
How far away from this guy are you?
I was standing next to he was probably about 25 feet away.
Now listen, first of all, you got balls. Me, I'm so far away from this situation. I would run so far from this action. You take the camera, you jump in there. That's like war zone kind of stuff.
Well, you know what? I've spent a lot of time in East LA, and I've witnessed drive-by shootings happening. One time I was at this one house, and next door, this one kid was getting fired on from the street.
Right.
And I was saying, man, how come I didn't get my camera, But then I thought about it after, man. If I had pictures of someone shooting out of a car, and I live in East LA, that could get me hurt, so that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, right.
It was good, but I remember at the time, I had no thought about taking a photo. I was trying to get behind a car and stuff. But maybe I think the Sunset and Vine thing was surreal. If this guy could have started shooting, I'm right there just with a camera.
Do yourselves a favor, people listening to this. Go to this man's website and look at the photographs. GregoryBojorquez.com. You can see all the photos there. It reminds me of something you saw during the LA riots in '92.
The guy, he goes for his gun all of a sudden. He acts like he's gonna draw, and the cop was right there, and I just said, shoot him. And the cop just started firing on me. Pop, 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 pop. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
And you're photographing the whole thing.
Well, I didn't start photographing until after that last shot.
Oh, okay.
He kind of did a little move. I'm all, man, did he get hit? And sure as shit, he went down.
Yeah.
I remember I walked to the side of this one car, and I saw the man that he had shot that eventually died, and that guy was hurt bad. I looked to the other side of the car, and a week later, this LAPD cop had pulled me over for running a stop sign, and he was questioning me what I did for a living. I said, oh, well, I do photos and stuff,
right.
And if you look at that photo of him, he's holding a shotgun, and he's looking at me what the hell is this guy doing here? How does this guy happen to be here? I mean, after everything's done, that suspect dies, and the cop has me on the side, and he goes, oh, well, you know what? We'll just talk to you later. You don't have to come to the station and give a deposition because there's going to be no court trial because the guy died.
Dead.
I said, man, this could be the front page of the LA Times, and I never had that. And I remember I went home from my job, and I went to the powerhouse and had some drinks, and then I remember I woke up and I walked to the 7-Eleven, and the LA Times, the photo is right there, the one I took.
So you were on the front page of the LA Times.
Yeah, which was cool. It was the first time in a long time that it was a shot in the LA Times, shot on film. And I think it was the last cover shot
now
that was shot on film.
You get upset the fact that everybody has in their pocket a camera and they can take whatever.
Well, it doesn't upset me. It's just silly sometimes that people get a piece of technology and call themselves a photographer. I'm like, how do you, I mean, there's people that work at a bank or there's people that work at a restaurant and then they go buy this camera, they make cards, they're a photographer. And then all of a sudden, you know, people call them a photographer. If I did photography all day and then I went home and I worked on my yard work, I'm not a gardener. I'm just doing that as a hobby.
This man's a photographer, people.
You know, sometimes there's some things you shoot and it's just like, man, what am I doing?
Of course. Well, like everything. Not everything's going to be perfect.
Like at one point I did this ad campaign for this clothing line. You know, I got paid well for it. But then I'm watching Total Request Live, that Carson Daly, and in Times Square, you see the billboard I took with
cool.
Nick Cannon.
You obviously started taking pictures in your neighborhood of sort of your people around you.
Oh yeah, that's all I had to photograph.
And if you look at some of these photos, they're incredible. Friday night party. I mean, these are the scariest looking motherfuckers I've ever seen.
Friday night party. What happened was when people were entering the parties, they had to check their gun. They checked their gun and they put them in a parked car in front of the party. So there was a car in the driveway that had all these weapons, right? So there was a car scene go by and it was like the enemy. Someone said, hey, you know, there's these knuckleheads going by and blah, blah. And I heard what was going on. And all of a sudden, people are going to this car and they're taking the weapons out of this car.
Right.
It was surreal. Like there's just a sea of people. And then all of a sudden you hear these gunshots and like everybody, like a wave is hitting the deck. Everybody's trying to get out of there. The girls that I came with, they took off. They left me there. I finally got in a car going down Beverly Boulevard and the cops had a car pulled over. And what happened, the kid with the tattoo on his head, he got hit twice in the chest. And maybe he could have made it. Maybe they could have saved him. But the cops had him at the side of the road and called an ambulance to come pick up the guy. And by the time they picked him up and took him to the hospital, he bled to death. But who knows? Maybe he would have lived.
This cat right here in this photograph, is this the last photograph ever taken?
20 minutes before, that's the last photo. And if you look at his head, it looks like a skull, right?
That's real photography, man. I mean, that's some serious shit.
I mean, it's a trip.
If you look through your stuff, you see incredible images of that lifestyle in East LA, I'm guessing, where you live and where you took a lot of these photographs.
I think it was just really special because, you know, I mean, when I first started shooting film, I shot 4x5 sheet film. So, you know, it had to look good. Where what people do now with digital, they just shoot like 1,000 photos and maybe one will look good. That's why I think I was getting a lot more good photos. It was taking a lot more time. But then the East LA stuff, it really caught the eye of one of the editors at the LA Weekly and they started running it. And so based on there, I started getting jobs at the LA Weekly. And then at the same time, I was shooting music events and people would see me at these music events and I was like the guy with a camera.
Well, obviously shooting, you know, starting out where you started out and then getting more recognized led to, as you can see on the website, a lot of celebrity photography. I see Mike Tyson, Kobe, guys from Outkast, Green Day, Snoop, 50 Cent's got about 10 G's and bills in one of those famous. David Bowie, rest in peace. Amy Winehouse, rest in peace. I mean, what do you prefer? Do you like the celebrity stuff or do you like sort of the more gritty street photography?
The celebrity stuff is cool. It's nice. It pays. It's safe. And then based on the neighborhood stuff, I would shoot. The LA Weekly would shoot me these crazy stories. You know what I mean? They sent me one time to shoot at the Nickerson Gardens and I'm driving through there and I knew there was a crime scene. So I'm driving through these projects and there's these guys running at the side of my car and like I have a Coupe de Ville, a 78, and they're like, he has tattoos, man. And I see one guy with a gun out and I went and parked my car and I got out really quick. I'm all, hey, you know, I'm here to photograph
like they
Big
thought
Hank.
you were rolling
I'm here to photograph Big Hank and Donnie. Maybe they thought I was part of what happened.
Of course.
Yeah, so at that point they stopped and they said, oh man, they said, Donnie's little cousin just got shot in the head, so yeah, he's not going to be able to take the pictures right now. So I had to coordinate to go back like another day. And this is over $500, this photo shoot. And I'm like, man, like, you know, I have these guys running on the side of my car with a gun. Like, who knows what could have happened? Over $500.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, they said, well, send Greg in to do that because he could do it.
Send Bojorquez.
He's used to that. And I'm like, man, there was another one where they want me to go photograph. There was like, I guess like these hot dog vendor wars in MacArthur Park, right? They said, yeah, just go take pictures of these hot dog vendors. And at one point, I'm shooting these hot dog carts. This big, like, Salvadorian dude comes out and he goes, hey, what are you doing? I said, well, the LA Weekly, they want me to take pictures of these hot dog carts. They're like, I don't know the story. I don't know what the story is, right?
You just want to get the photos.
So he's all, wow, these are my carts. He's all, you can't photograph these. So I got in my car and then I drove back to Hollywood. I go up to the powerhouse with my girlfriend, and we're having a drink right there. And that man that told me that those were his cards, he walks into the powerhouse. I'm like, oh, like, what's that guy doing here? And then, like, these two obvious gang members, they walk past me. And I tell my girlfriend, I said, man, we got to get out of here.
Fucking
She's like, but I haven't finished my drink. No, we got to get the fuck out of here. So we got out of there, right?
How did they track you down?
So no, I was followed.
Oh, shit. By
But
a
later
hot
on-
dog vendor.
No, I'm like, and then I called the rider, Daniel Hernandez. I'm like, hey, man, I told him what happened. He's all, what's going on is the gangs there, 18th Street and MS, Mara Salvatrucha, they started, they were taxing the hot dog vendors. But then what they started doing, they started selling their own hot dogs. And then, like, they started robbing each other's hot dog carts. So they thought I was some kind of, there was even guys that went dressed like as fake cops. And
Holy
took
shit.
someone's whole operation of carts. So they thought I was part of that. And
Why has no one made a fucking movie about the hot dog vendor?
They came to the
war?
hot dog wars of MacArthur Park. I couldn't believe
Holy
it. shit. So I'm telling the guy,
Dude,
so wait a minute. This job
is the best
again
movie.
pays $500 and I'm getting followed by these gang members that could have harmed me, man. I'm like, hey, man.
You gotta fucking
But see,
rate that.
based on the shooting the gang stuff, they said, oh yeah, send Bojorquez
Send
in there.
Bojorquez.
So then after that, I was telling the LA Weekly, I said, hey, look, I need to know what the story
Yeah.
is. I'm not going to go in there like Woody Allen. I mean, look at the way I look.
Right.
And there was this other photographer named Kevin Scallion. He was shooting all the celebrity stuff. And at one time, I was shooting a lot of celebrity stuff. And I told the photo editor, the art director, I said, why don't you send Scanlon in to shoot this stuff? He's all, oh, he can't go shoot
No,
that.
Scanlon can't go down
he
the-
can't do that.
That's
I'm like,
Bojorquez
man,
territory.
But it happened at the powerhouse. I couldn't believe it.
Holy shit.
But the celebrity stuff, yeah, that's
That's
nice
a lot
and
easier.
safe
Going to
and,
Kobe's gated community and shooting
Kobe's
him in
awesome.
a Lambo.
I remember that photo shoot with Kobe. The people from the magazine that said, hey, don't be bringing stuff for people to autograph and stuff. But they left it up to me to get the location. So I knew this guy named Niels Canner that had a house on El Cañon, which is just south of like the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Thank you for calling it Cañon, by the way.
Cañon.
Enough of you LA bullshitters calling it canon.
It's Cañon.
There's an ñ above the end.
Yeah.
It's a Spanish word, cañón. And the same with
El
Los
Cañon.
Feliz.
Yeah.
This ain't Los Feliz, you hipster
Yeah.
douchebags.
Yeah. So anyhow, so the guy that owns the house and his friend, they come with like boxes of shoes, basketballs.
Oh, for
all this kind of-
Kobe?
but
Yeah.
Kobe's signing all of it. He doesn't
Yeah,
care.
okay.
It's hilarious.
What's the Outcast story? I heard something
Oh,
went a little
Outcast is
crazy.
awesome. Well, they sent me to Atlanta. There was something going on with my lights and I couldn't get them to work. That photograph, see, it's available light.
Yeah.
And it was kind of starting to rain. And then Big Boy asked me, he's all, Greg, are these photos going to be all right? I said, what do you mean they're going to be all right? They're going to be fucking great. What are you talking about? And that's them like laughing at me. Because
Nice.
they just like the answer,
It's a good picture. They're all great pictures. I like the 50 Cent one, too, with the money.
50 Cent, that was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I remember I pulled up to the valet and like Sean Lennon was walking out and like we had to kind of be on the driveway photographing it. It was ridiculous. So 50 Cent, like he's posing with all this cash. And at one point, like he dropped it all on the floor. It was funny, but you should have seen like he was like really careful to pick up every bill. You know
Well,
what I mean?
shit, there's a lot of money in this
He made sure he's
photo.
gonna pick up every bill.
I've never held that much cash.
Oliver Stone.
Yeah,
I
that's
took
cool.
my friend Tony Ward. Tony Ward, he's like this famous model. We both have tattoos and stuff. Oliver Stone asked us if we met in prison. He's like, where'd you guys meet? In prison? And then like it was funny because Oliver Stone, he just wanted to talk to us about drugs and stuff. You know
Oh,
what I
well,
mean?
yeah, he's a heavy...
Like I think he was like doing some kind of research and he's like, hey, do me a favor. Say it is what it is. I go, it is what it is. He goes, oh, no, that's not right. You know, I should have said it right. I'm like, well, tell me, man. Give me some direction. You're the
You
director.
would have been in the doors, man. Well, you have some live performance shots. I see Bowie, Amy Winehouse.
Bowie, I had to go shoot him in Irvine Meadows. And that night, I had a red eye to go to New York. So I shot this job of Queens of the Stone Age at the Van Nuys Airport. And then I had to drive down to Irvine Meadows. It was a weird concert. It was like DJ Tiesto.
Yeah,
and then
right.
it was like Busta Rhymes, who I'd photographed in New York a couple of times. And then after that, it was Moby, which is weird. The guy's just like running around the stage hitting like a keyboard. And then Bowie came on. The first song he did was Ashes to Ashes. So I just like kind of took in the whole experience. And then the second song was Life on Mars. So that photo, he's singing Life on Mars.
What about Alejandra in boots? I kind of want to go down and meet this girl.
Alejandra, she's awesome.
Dope.
No, she, you know what? A print of that just sold at 30 by 40 at the last Paris photo. It sold on the first day, and then the rest of the Paris photo got canceled because of that terrorist act that happened where all those people died. So they shut down, like the whole festival got canceled. But Alejandra was
That's
a girl.
a hot picture, man.
I actually met her. I showed up at a photo shoot. I saw this girl. I just thought she was amazing. And like we became friends. And she moved to New York and she was modeling out there. And she came back and we did this photo shoot. I just had this like concept I wanted to do.
Powerhouse, beloved bar by all of us
1714 North Highland,
This
John
guy-
Powers, 1947. It was a special place in a weird spot. See, originally Hollywood was down and dirty, and then it started becoming like Disneyland.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My
man.
first time going there, I was scared. I was in my early 20s, and I was like, oh, man, this is like a real deal place,
When
man.
I first went there, it was just in total disarray. Like all the padding on the bar was ripped off. Like the place was just crazy, man. But I think it was cool that way.
Hell yeah.
And I hear about it now. I hear it just sucks.
You got 86 from the Powerhouse, didn't you?
Oh, I didn't even know I got 86. I'd go over there and the bartender, Jim, he started giving me shots. I was already drunk. He'd give me shots. And I don't know. They said at one point I just walked out with a beer and started running down I said, dude, I don't even remember that.
What was the shirt off situation?
No, that was my friend, the wolf.
The
were
wolf.
partying.
Is this cat, look at the, speaking of no shirts, there's a photo.
The wolf, that guy's name is Wolf, but that's a different wolf. The guy on the right, actually, his name is Duck, Pato. But my friend, the wolf, he got in like a murder one trouble.
Oh,
and
shit.
he was actually, while he was awaiting his trial, he was locked up with the guy on the right, the Duck.
Check that photo out on the website as well. I mean, these look like the scariest motherfuckers.
Wolf and Duck is the one where he has the tattoo of
He has
the
a tattoo of a
gun on the
9mm.
Like 9 or a tattoo.
You have a great amount of tattoos. There's a really beautiful woman on your left.
I'm not cut out for
shoulder.
tattoos. I never thought I'd get tattoos, but I had friends that did tattoos.
Who's the girl on your left arm?
That's Cynthia Myers. She's December 1968 in Playboy.
Yeah, this girl's
She actually
hot.
came out in a movie called Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Sure, right.
Written by Roger Ebert, directed by Russ Meyer. And she was the bass player named Casey. And the band was the Carrie Nations.
Dude, where's your stuff right now? In LA? Is it around the world? Is it on?
Dude, I just
in
sold
galleries?
a print in London.
There you
London
go.
photo.
Is there a gallery show right there anywhere?
No, there's like a Paris photo. There's London photo. My gallerist, Benny Toshin Jr., Hard Hitter Gallery.
Hard hitter.
He
One word.
put up this Snoop Dogg print. It's a Snoop Dogg profile with this big blunt. And then he sends me an email. He's like, we just sold the Snoop print. And I just said, oh, shit. I couldn't believe it.
There you go.
But it's good. Like, every time I think it's not going to happen, that's when it happens.
Ain't that life, baby. All right, man. Greg Bojorquez. Go to GregoryBojorquez.com. Of course, check out After Hours at the Burgundy Room on our website and see all his photography. It's killer stuff. It's real. It's down and dirty. It's well framed. It isn't stuff that you see on your
You
iPhone.
gotta respect the frame.
That's what I'm talking about.
What's that movie, Magnolia? Tom
Yes.
Cruise, respect the cock, respect the frame.
And the cock.
And the cock.
All your links will be at afterhourspodcast.com. Of course, we have all of our episodes up there as well. So feel free to drop us a review on iTunes, a shout out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're going to be Snapchatting some shit soon, I'm sure. But, hey, had a great time hanging out, man. You're
All
a bad
right.
motherfucker.
Thank
3
you.
Coronas down.
Thank you very much.
Gregory
Corona.
Bojorquez. Let's have one more, baby.
Right on.